Remember this guy? This guy. The famous Robert Mugabe, who shocked the world with his famous statement.
We are not gay.
Famous for his Pan-Africanism and black empowerment stance.
And let our Africans come first in the development of Africa. Not as puppets, but as a sovereign people.
Though I don't think he was. And I say this because I know the guy. Today I want to tell you a story about this lady. How she almost became the president of the Republic of Zimbabwe.
A president was set. Koini nasi ngati president ndisirewo chigaro. President yakasetwa kudhara. Koini ndikapinda zvakaipei handisi mumusangano. Ndirimo mumusangano.
Grace was married, not to this guy, no, but this guy here, a man with strong political and military ties. They even had a child together. And as a young woman, Grace, she soon found herself working for the office of the president.
I had done secretarial studies, yes. And then I got a job because they, from the president's office, they would come to colleges scouting for, the top flight secretaries. So yes. I was one of them to be selected after the interview. So right. We started working together.
This is where she met Robert Mugabe, who at the time was married to this woman, his wife, Sally Mugabe, a lady from Ghana. And Mugabe, like many men of power, could not resist a young, beautiful lady. And soon, they were having an affair, an office affair. Mind you, Grace is still married, and Robert is also married to his wife. And in the 90s, she gave birth to Bona, Robert Mugabe's child. And this is all happening while Sally is sick. So in 92, Sally passed away. Grace became officially de facto First Lady of Zimbabwe. But wait, she's still married. So for her to then marry Robert Mugabe, she needs to first divorce her first husband. She is now married to the most powerful person in Zimbabwe. And soon, she will rise. Can't you see this guy? He is a man in love. Now, Grace is married and she starts spending money.
Is it possible for one to spend $1 million in an hour? And where do I get $1 million from? Because I realized that my husband is, is a literary civil servant. He doesn't earn much.
But people are suffering. They are losing their pension money. There is a hyperinflation. The economy is going downhill. People are starving. But she literally don't care. Why would she? She's not the president. And I don't know where she was getting this money from, because Robert Mugabe was the president, a civil servant. But yeah, she was having a great time. In the late 90s and early 2000s, Zimbabwe was going through this transitioning process called the Land Reformation Program, where they were essentially taking back the land that was stolen from us by white settlers. And Grace was grabbing a lot of land, a lot of farms, and she was displacing people who were now settling in those farms. Now, I want to show you something. There's documents. There's a document for Bona Mugabe's divorce, and you are going to discover just how much property Bona owns. Now, let me show you something. So, Bona was going through a divorce, and we managed to get those documents. In it, I want to show you just how much land Bona owns. So, Bona Mugabe owns enough land that can cover 20% of Harare province. That's just the land on the divorce papers. To help you understand, check these places: Mufakos, Kuwadzana, DZ, Budiriro, Glenville, Glenora, Highfields, Tenward, Westley, Kambozuma, Belvedere, Mbari, Waterfalls. Add them all together, and they are still less than the total land Bona Mugabe owns. This is one person. One person. Now I'm imagining what the other two sons have. And Grace's own sister, according to this other article, she's having legal issues with a farm she got. I don't know how she got the farm, but it's interesting to find out how. Anyways, just go and read these documents. Now, with her husband in her ear, Grace Mugabe is slowly becoming one of the most powerful people in Zimbabwe. So she started to weave her influence through the ZANU-PF party. She was even appointed to lead the ZANU-PF Women's League. And she started gathering a team that would promote her, support her, and give her political leverage so that she would eventually become president. Anyone she was perceiving to be a threat was getting kicked out of the party. And that is normal in ZANU-PF.
She doesn't see the writing on the wall in bold print. It's there. She must resign forthwith.
Now let's talk about the miscalculation that changed everything. I call it the mistake. Emmerson Mnangagwa, Mugabe's most trusted ally. This guy has stood by Mugabe through thick and thin, hoping that one day Mugabe would hand over the reins to him. But here's the twist. Mugabe is now under the influence of the lady, Grace. So, bad news for Emmerson.
Mark my words, mark my step. Whether you want to twist
So Grace started seeing Emmerson Mnangagwa as a threat to him. She launched a campaign of humiliation to embarrass him in front of thousands of people at rallies. And she started treating other leaders who supported Emmerson like children. She would crush them in public and speak ill of them.
Silly things. Stop it!
And this wasn't doing well with other top ZANU-PF officials. So they were like, she's going too far, man. And this is all happening while Robert Mugabe is sleeping at rallies. The guy is out of it. The guy is like, take me to a nursery home or something. I'm old, you know. But Grace is now taking over the reins. She's doing whatever she wants. And she is slowly getting ahead of herself. This is the part everything crashes down. Grace then pushes her husband to kick Emmerson Mnangagwa out of the party and out of the vice president's position. She was trying to create her own path to the presidency. She painted him as an enemy.
Zimbabwe's First Lady Grace Mugabe has again attacked the country's vice president, Emmerson Mnangagwa, of having wanted to wrestle power from President Robert Mugabe more than 30 years. Her attack is seen as a clear indication that she wants Mnangagwa out.
handiudzwe namai Mugabe kuti iwewe usaite zvakati nokuti ndakaenda kuhondo kundichisidzira inini handiti why do you have to go public uchiti ndakazorwa hondo ndakazodai mai Mugabe havafaniri kundiudza havachadi maexcombatants unopenda.
You've noticed, whenever there is a fallout within ZANU-PF officials, charges are thrown out around. Corruption charges, treason, you name it. And guess what Emmerson was hit with? Treason! He is trying to commit treason. And they send the army, the police to arrest Emmerson. But guess what? The guy has left the country. And Grace felt as if she's won. She has managed to destroy her competition. And she is the only one left to take over.
You think you know what that means? No, but I don't hey, makore 60. That's not good. Ameno zvangu. Makore akawanda anotaura takagara tese. Ndikati iwe azvinei nemakore kuti wagara nemakore mangani nemunhu. Unogona kubetray. Jesus was betrayed. Every day.
But guess what? Emmerson had a better plan. He was coming back. In November, the military staged a coup. Mugabe's long reign was over. Grace's dream of ruling Zimbabwe crumbled in a single night. She and her husband were placed under house arrest, and Mnangagwa, the man she tried to destroy, came back to take power. Sweet. I love it. But anyway, if you enjoy this content, please like, share, subscribe, and the next one will probably be interesting as well. Cheers. Bye.